Sri Vishnu Chitta Kulanandana Kalpavallim Sri Rangaraja Harichandana Yoga Drishyam Sakshat Kshamam Karunaya Kamalamivanyam Godam Ananya Sharanaha Sharanam Prapadye. Namaskaram. This is an audio not aimed at attacking or abusing or even clarifying what the famous lyricist of the Tamil film industry, Sriman Vairamuthu, has said. But this audio is just aimed at understanding what he actually meant. To those of you who do not know in what context I'm actually speaking, I will try attempting to give you a brief. All of you know that Tamil is a beautiful, a sweet, and a classical language. I call it sweet because to every mother tongue speaking person, his or her mother tongue becomes very, very special. To a Marathi speaking person, Marathi is very special. To a Kannada speaking citizen, Kannada becomes very special. To any Tamil speaking Tamil person, not just in the state of Tamil Nadu, elsewhere, Tamil becomes very special. 1. Point number 2, Tamil is a classical language. It has its own script. It has its own way of pronunciation. Of course, it has its own set, a gamut of beautiful, exquisite literature. Tamil happened many centuries or even a millennium or two before some of the major Western religions could be even born. In this beautiful language of Tamil and the tradition of Tamil came a set of mystic poets, saints called the Alvars. To the non-Tamil speaking audience, you will be amazed that there is a special letter in this language called Ra. Not an easy letter, but a very beautiful letter. So, Alvars are those people who were immersed in devotion to Lord Sriman Narayana. They were a set of 12 to 13 people. 13 because some even regard the great saint of the millennium Ramanuja in the set of Alvars. In these Alvars, there is one special duo, which is the father and the daughter. The father was called Vishnu Chitta, the one who always placed Vishnu in his mind, or the one who was always in the mind of Vishnu. Whichever way you take it, it was true. His name was Vishnu Chitta. In Tamil, he was called Periyalvar, meaning the big saint. This saint lived in the Pandya region, the region that surrounds the Madurai city today. And that was a small hamlet, a beautiful hamlet called Srivilliputturu. And impressed with his devotion, say all the historical accounts, that the goddess Mother Earth and Sri Mahalakshmi were so much so impressed that they were born as a girl to him. She was a spectacle because anything she uttered would turn gold. And all that she uttered was on the gold-hued body of the Lord Sriman Narayana. She was so much so addicted and so much so devoted to him that in her very young age, when I say young age, it's not even 20 or 15, it's at the age of 5, that she thought, if at all she marries, it must be the Lord himself. Hence, she sang a set of hymns, a set of 30 verses in chaste Tamil called Tiruppavai. Incidentally, this is the month before the Uttarayanam starts. And this month, which is Margasirsham, which is Margari in Tamil, is dedicated completely to her devotion. And besides this, she also sang a set of 143 verses called Nachiyar Tirumozhi. She doesn't shy away from expressing her love to the Lord. And finally, it did so happen that the Lord commanded the priests of Sri Rangam temple, the world famous Sri Rangam temple, and also to her father Vishnu Chitta or Periyalvar, that please bring your daughter decked with all the ornaments to my temple in Sri Rangam, and my priests in the temple will arrange to get her married to me. And as per all the historical accounts, like the Guru Parampara Prabhavam, Prapanna Paritranam, and so on, the father took the daughter to the beautiful temple of Sri Rangam and gave her in marriage to the Utsava deity of the temple. And it is also said that the moment she got closer to the Sanctum Sanctorum, which is the Garbhagriham of the Sri Rangam temple, where it was actually her husband who was reclining on the serpent couch, it is said that she was disembodied and the sentient soul in her body, mortal body, reached the feet of the Lord, implying that she got elevated through the path of light and reached back the abode of Sri Vaikuntha. Essentially, it is Andal, also referred to as Goda, one of the Alvars, who is till date regarded not just as a poet, not just as a saint, but as a mere goddess in the Sri Vaishnava community. And you will all be amazed. Though she sang verses in Tamil, the great king called Krishna Devaraya of the Vijayanagara kingdom wrote a beautiful work, a magnum opus in the Telugu literature called Amukta Malyada, commemorating her devotion to the Lord. There have been kirtanas sung in the Telugu language, in Kannada, on her devotion to the Lord. Probably, I cannot say it with complete confidence, but I can say it that inspired of her devotion to the Lord, we had the other saints of various traditions of the Abhang Parivar, of the Bhajana Sampradayam, of the Bhajans Paddhati in the north like Surdas and Mirabai, who completely dedicated themselves to Lord Sri Krishna. So this is the beautiful history of Andal's life. Now, where does the problem arise? The problem arises when the famous lyricist of the Tamil film industry, Vairamuthu, in one of the functions, I don't remember where, I just heard that clip, wherein he reads out from a book from an Arbit scholar who has worked or researched on such saints and says that she belonged to the Devadasi tradition. She sang verses while dancing in the temples of Lord Sriman Narayana, and she lived as a Devadasi. Now we need to understand, where did this Devadasi word come from? Deva in Sanskritam implies the one who actually has the pastime to play. The one who wishes to play or the one who plays is called Deva. And Dasi means the lady who treats herself subservient to the master. So the word Devadasi implies the lady who thinks that she is the servant to the Deva who is the Lord. So there's no problem till here. Devadasi means that everybody is a subservient to the Lord, implying that all of us, because Shastram tells that all the women and the men are of the women category. There is only one Purusha who's Purushottama, who's Lord Narayana, and everybody, be it through body or through the Atma, is married to him. So with this implication, the understanding is everybody is a Dasa or a Dasi to the Deva. So where does the problem arise? When he says that Andal was a Devadasi, so where does the problem arise? The problem is, in the historical perspective, Devadasis were a group, a community of women folk who used to sing and dance in front of the Lord in temples. Later, it is also accounted that most of them were ill treated and were not given their due respects by the zamindar and the landlord community, and they were used and abused. I wouldn't want to get a step further delineating what that use and abuse means. But I do not know if Vairamuthu has gone so philosophical to link Andal to the original meaning of the Devadasi, which means that one who is a subservient to the Lord, or to the community of the pitiable women who were used and abused. Again, from a very philosophical perspective, there's no mistake. But what becomes a big blunder or a problem is when the person who delivers such a speech has an inner intent to it. Defaming a religion, defaming a personality is not going to make a person great in the society. If at all the person believes that such defamation will give him laurels, I think that person is living in a fairyland. I'm sure all these thoughts of becoming famous or adding more brownie points to one's fame is not going to help the lyricist nor the society. It is very, very important that as we progress both economically, physically, mentally, and morally in our lives, even our thoughts are much graded, upgraded, and even get purer. It is very sad that a person whose poems have been liked by the film-going listeners and fans has resorted to such mean tactics. It does not give him any fame at all, and I would request that the lyricists think that this religion called Sanatana Dharma, now often called Hinduism, is not a religion that believes in giving its followers a bundle of money or 2000 or 1000 rupee notes and asking them to come into the religion. Because we believe that a person, a follower of any religion, should come by himself or herself. It is the philosophy and the tenets which should impress a person and not the money. As a religion, Hinduism never believes in luring its followers with money, nor does it believe in causing fear or panic in its followers. So even if he has the intent to defame the religion and bring bad name to the religion, this is never going to happen, for its followers, despite seeing such immense so-called competition around, still manages to be 1/6 of the world's population. The 1/6 of the world's population, which is Hinduism, is not there because of money or fear. It is just there for the love for the philosophy and the theology. So I would never say withdraw your words, because all that you have said has been said. All the damage that you have made is made. But the damage is not to the community. It is not to the religion, but to your own self. I am sure you will realize this in the years to come. But I'll also assure you, you will never be cursed. I'll tell you why. Because the one whom you have cast these defamations on, who is the goddess Andal, she is a personification of mercy. She will ever advise us to say that he is also my son, let him say whatever he wants. So be rest assured, you will live very happily with your family and your children will rise in all prosperity. But what you need to understand is, you have done a mistake and you will realize that very soon, with no damage to your family, with no damage to your fame. But I pray that even before any such realization dawns upon you, you take all the steps to assure the fans and the followers that you have around the world that what you meant was wrong and what you have done is a blunder, and what you need to do is to just say a sorry not to the world, to the devotees, but to the goddess herself. With this, I wish you, the famous lyricist Vairamuthu, all the very best. In the years to come, I hope you get better awards, better rewards, and may your family be blessed with all prosperity. Thank you. Namaskaram.